14 or lesson 15.
And just a quick note on schedule. So I got you scheduled tomorrow for 2 to 4
Mm-hmm.
p.m. and nothing else for the rest of the week. Just kind of,
I
I'm
mean, it
closing
is
out.
also going to be Christmas.
Yes, so I'm taking a couple weeks off. Probably you are too. If it's really urgent, we can absolutely meet. So
Okay.
let's all right, so she's saying here, number 5, yes, for specifically for the 3 key elements discussed in the lesson. Boy, I don't know what she's referring to. This is lesson 14, right?
Yes. No, this is 13.
Oh, 13, that's what it is. Okay, that's why I'm
I
not
didn't
seeing
submit
it.
lesson 14 yet. I didn't get the chance.
All right, so let me go look at lesson 13. Okay, so I see, understand now what teacher is asking for. Let me go ahead and share that. Okay, so you should be seeing my screen now. This was the
Yeah.
article on the iPhone, phones being taken away from middle school students and the positive impact on that school. So I believe the teacher is looking for the answer to number 5. What do you need to have an effective summary? And there's some key elements from the lesson there, so we just got to go look at them. So I'm going to see if I can grab those really quick. So I guess your teacher wants you to, well, all right. It's not much. This is what's at the end of that section on how to write an effective summary. So I think
Okay.
she just wants you to add this to the end of your sentence there in a full sentence.
All right. So how would I
So,
like, oh, sorry.
so maybe just a sentence that says, in summary, an effective summary, or an effective summary includes the following: brevity, completeness, and objectivity. Something like that.
All right. I just typed something in the chat and hopefully this works. Mm,
So sorry, I was muted.
That's okay.
To get an effective summary, you need brevity, completeness, and objectivity. All right. I don't know why the teacher wants that, but they do.
Maybe
Now
for
you have
double
it.
clarification. Who knows?
All right. There you go. Done. All right. So we were working on lesson 15 last. Let me get that up. Um, oh yeah. All right. So let me share my screen here. All right. So we were talking about process essay, and we started out, doing some brainstorming, talked about a couple of ideas, and then we settled on the Bulgarian breakfast sandwich. And
Yeah,
we
which
were
I'm gonna make after this.
okay.
I'm
That sounds great.
hungry.
Yeah, maybe you can get someone to make it for you.
Maybe I should have
Um,
asked my dad.
so we start out with kind of an introduction, and then we talked about a list of ingredients, some kitchen tools, and then started working through the steps. So um, the third step here, so let me just start reading here. The third step is to take out the cheese and add it to your eggs. When cutting, now it's one egg, is that correct?
Yeah, it usually one egg is enough to make two of the sandwiches. That it
Yeah,
just depends because like if you add a lot of cheese, it's gonna be like it makes it the the dough. I'm not gonna
right.
say the dough, but like the mixture a little bit more so it's easier to cover everything.
Okay.
But like yeah,
So
I
when
don't
cutting
know.
the
I'm really
cheese,
confusing.
make sure it's cubed and about the size of a quarter. How about a sugar cube? Would that
Yeah,
be a
I think
better
it should.
reference?
Yeah.
Okay. The amount of cheese can vary, but you want the cheese and egg mixture to be enough so that it can cover both slices of bread. Is it each side of the bread?
No, just one side.
Okay. But only on one side. See how we're adding a lot of detail here?
Yes.
Once you put the cheese in, you need to mash it up with the fork so that you can spread it. Okay, see how I haven't answered that.
Hmm?
It's not both sides, it's on one side of the bread. Is that right?
Yes, one side.
Okay, perfect. All right. So this is where we've left off. It looks good. Okay, so next you're going to actually grab the two pieces of bread and pour the mixture onto both. So do you actually pour it or do you kind of spoon it out? Like how do you like are you holding it in
So
your hand?
So my mom, when she makes them, she pours it out the bowl. For me, I scoop it with the fork and put it on the bread so I can like even it out like that. So it's just so it basically you have like two preferences. It really
Now
just
does
depends.
it like does it absorb into the bread?
No, not really. It just stays on top of the bread, but like doesn't get fully absorbed at all.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So next grab two pieces of bread and pour the mixture onto each slice, spreading the egg and cheese mixture around to every corner since you want to taste the cheese and egg for every single bite. Okay, that's really good. Now, I mean, like, are you holding this while you're doing it?
I hold it, but I also recommend you can put on a cutting board just in case you want to be more precise.
All right. So you've not at any point preheated the toaster oven. Does it have to be preheated?
Uh, yes, but personally, what I do is when it comes to the toaster oven, I put the slices of bread in there, I turn it on, and then I just let it preheat while they're in there.
So you don't have to do any preheating. You just turn it on and it's ready to go.
Yes, toaster ovens are cool.
Okay. So lastly, put the two slices of bread into the toaster. Now, one thing you're not being clear on here is which side goes up.
The side that goes up is the one that has the egg and cheese mixture on. We
Okay,
want
so
that to be cooked.
I want you to rewrite or add to this sentence explaining that, please.
Okay. Okay, I just typed it in the
Okay.
chat.
Right. So you just have to facing up. You don't have to specify why. It's good. Um, set set a timer for 15 minutes. So this is a little bit unclear. Like, do you preheat the oven, or is it you just turn it on to 450 and let it heat up real fast?
Yeah, basically you turn it up to 450 and let it heat up real fast.
But do you put the bread in while it's preheating or not?
You put the bread in while it's preheating.
Okay. All right. So we want to, here's what you're trying to say here. I'm gonna make this really short and you're just gonna rewrite this sentence here. Um, you're basically saying to turn the toaster oven on to 450 and I think I can work with what you got here.
Okay.
Turn the toaster oven on to 450 degrees F. Set it to broil or air roast if these options exist.
On mine they do.
And
I will obviously take photos so I can be like, all right, here's the guide.
cook for 15 minutes. Okay. Now, there's always something to do at the end. Like you don't just take it out and put it in your mouth and burn your mouth, right?
No, we let it cool for a little bit too.
Okay. So that's where you're at here. You have to say, okay, imagine the timer ding, right? It's just gone off. Now explain what you do. You don't, how do you get it out? Do you set it on a plate? Do you let it, what do you do to then to eat it? And how much time passes?
Just give it like a minute and then you can eat it.
Okay. So go ahead and specify that, please.
Okay, here's whatever. You want me to talk about the cool down with the sandwich, right?
Yeah, but so you're giving more of like a guidance. You're not telling them what to do. Like, how do they get this? How do they get the bread out of the oven and into their
Oh,
mouth?
oh, I know. Okay.
That's kind of what you're not saying here.
Personally, what I do is when I open the toaster oven, I grab a fork to get it
Okay.
out, so I'll just say that.
Do you use the same fork?
No, that's gross. I get a different fork because the same fork has raw egg on it.
Right, right. So,
I'm not risking
right,
salmonella.
right. So that's what you got to say here, or maybe some tongs, or you know something else. Plate maybe to put it on.
All right, there, I just wrote it. Are you muted? I can't hear you
I
talking.
am. I apologize. Yeah, apologize. Yes, thank you. Um, Set it over. Okay. All right. Take the slices of bread out of the oven using a clean fork. Okay. Now, this is something that I guess I don't know because I've never had one of these. Do you press the bread together? Do you stack them? Do you eat them separately? What's
I eat them separately
okay?
because it tastes better when you eat them separately than together. I've tried.
Okay. Clean fork. Okay. Now you can add in what you just said here. I prefer to eat them separately. Have you ever seen anyone eat them together?
No.
Do people ever put any condiments on them or anything
Mm-mm.
else?
No,
No?
if they put condiments on it, I think it would taste gross.
Okay. Only asking. Because the way you're describing typically a sandwich is described as, the bread facing each other.
Yeah.
So we want to kind of clarify that. And then you can start enjoying each slice. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at our word count here. All right, so we're pretty close. So that's where I was trying to get you to kind of add to this is like any other variations on it. And if you don't have any other variations on the sandwich, that's okay. We can go another direction.
I don't have
Um,
any other variations of the
okay.
sandwich.
Do you know anything about the history of the sandwich? Like, can you add a
No.
little bit more about like um, how you first started eating it, or where your dad learned it, or your mom learned it, or your grandma learned it?
Well,
Anything?
they learned how to make these sandwiches from Bulgaria, but I started eating the sandwich since I was a little kid. So, yeah.
Well, we got to add at least 12 words. So I'm giving you some ideas. You can even make something up, but I'm suggesting either coming up with some variations on the sandwich or talk about a little bit more about the history of it, which would go back in the kind of the introduction here.
Okay, I kind of got an idea of what I can do, so
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Go for it.
All right, I just finished
Okay.
typing.
Which direction did you decide to go here?
I
There we
was
go.
talking about what it tastes like, how long I've been eating it for, and basically how my parents started cooking it. I basically did everything.
All right. I started eating sandwiches. So I was very young. Do you
I
remember
don't
what
remember
age you?
how. Nope, I sadly don't.
So let's just say since I was a young girl
Let's
and when
just say, let's just say 4 years old. I think I was 4 when I started eating them.
okay, I'm gonna take the first bite of these sandwiches. Very tasty. It's creamy. Made this dish since they were very young. Also, and they learned from my grandparents how to cook it. Okay. All right. Okay. So that for sure does it here. All right. So there you go. You hit your mark here, 448 words. Um, Let me remove that. Going to break apart some of these paragraphs here for you. Look for a few more things. Fix here. Okay. All right. So I'm pretty content here with what you've got. I mean, you meet all the requirements for it.
Let's go.
Are you happy with it?
I am. I'm satisfied.
Okay. So the goal is to, somebody else should be able to replicate this um, by following your instructions, and I think they could. Um, yeah, maybe I'll try making one. I don't have a toaster oven though, so I'll have to put it in the real oven.
I don't think you should do that. I
Okay.
don't think that's a smart idea
Actually,
personally
I've
with
got an air fryer, so I can use that with the tray.
maybe.
That might work. All right. I feel like we got it. So let's shut that down. Okay. So let's just kind of reset here with where we're at in both courses. Okay. So English 11, we've done 14 and 15. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So you can submit those when you want. Physical science here. You have completed, you've completed lesson 12 and it's been graded. What
Yeah,
was
I
lesson 13?
it was motion. We did lesson
Motion.
13
Is it
already.
a lab? Is it a lab though?
No, the lesson 10 and I'm sorry, 11 and 12 were labs, but I already did them obviously, so we're good.
So this one you just have to submit, is that right?
Yes, and I'll submit
So
it later.
less force, have you done that lab? Have you done that one?
Yeah, we did everything up to lesson 16.
Okay. So we have some choices. You're slightly ahead on physical science compared to English. Let's go look at what the next lesson is in English. Lesson 15, the process. Sorry, you're up to 15 there. And oh, so you're actually in the same spot in both courses. So we've got a lesson on work or the 6 traits of analytical writing.
Oh wow.
So which direction do you feel like going here? Physical science, which is on work. Let's take a look. Maybe it's a lab. It is not a lab, thank goodness.
No more labs.
Well, I'm sure there's another lab.
No. Tired of labs,
At
man.
some point.
I know labs are not supposed to be required, but dang, I don't want to do labs anymore.
Uh,
They're annoying.
so this is a lot of questions. Okay. Well, what do you want to do? You got a just a regular, physical science lesson. It's more like a math. It's more like math and some.
English.
You want to go to English? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me just close out some of this other stuff then. All right. Have you ever wondered what is taken into consideration when we grade your work? Have you ever wished for clues to make what really makes a good paper?
Wait, that's lesson
Maybe you already
16. Shouldn't we do lesson 15?
thought we did lesson 15. Let's take a
Oh, we
look.
did. Did we not? I'm not sure if we did. That's why I'm
Lesson
like, wait.
15 is the process analysis essay. That's what we just finished.
Okay, yeah, then let's just continue lesson 16. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm a
just
little
making sure. It's
tired.
always uh yeah. All right. So 6 traits of analytical writing. So have you ever wondered, okay, you can use the information in this lesson as a guide for what a good paper needs to entail. Note that a 5 represents excellent, 3 is average, 1 is what you want to avoid or improve upon. This tool is used if you need help writing a composition or research paper, should look over before familiar. Okay. All right. So there's a lot of stuff here you can look at. Where is the actual assignment? Okay. All right. I am not seeing what the actual assignment is. I know we got to answer those questions. Okay. Maybe it's all up in this rubric. Okay. What do you understand the idea of the paper to be? What is organization? What is the voice of the paper? So I saw organization up here. This is about organization. Little unsure about how to proceed. I think they just want you to summarize what is in kind of in these boxes.
Okay.
I think. Let's see. Look at a few more. Word choice, fluency, conventions. Why is organization important? All right. Okay. Well, we can certainly answer these. So let me get a Word document open. All right. All right. So but this first question says, what do you understand the idea of the paper to be? I don't know where the paper is. I was looking for like a link or something that says, okay, this is the paper. What is organization? All right, we're just going to go to question number 2. Start out. What is organization? Let's take a look here at what organization is. All right, so I'm going to snip this and share the other screen. All right, so let's start with organization. What do you remember, Ivana, about organizing an essay?
Um, this is bad for me now because my brain's still not awake.
So organization is like a plan. It's a plan. It's got structure. We've talked about having an introduction, body paragraphs, conclusion, a roadmap, an outline. And all of this is used to connect ideas in the essay.
Okay.
So could you give me a sentence or two that gives me your understanding of organization?
Um, I did not hear what you said.
Or we can stop here for today.
I don't um maybe we should stop here because I can no longer focus.
I understand. All right, so I'm gonna send you what we worked on tomorrow, 2 to 4. We'll get a better tackle on this. Probably be able to finish it up, and
Yeah,
you'll be
sorry
all
for
set for.
earlier today with the links and stuff. I don't know what happened.
It's okay, no problem. I will see you tomorrow, Ivana. Hope you have a
Okay.
great rest of your day and good luck. I hope you enjoy it and
Thank
have
you.
fun.
Thank you.
All
I
right, see.
really
Oh,
appreciate it.
all right. See you later.
See you
Bye.
later. Good